Hi, I'm Mateo. I'm that friend of your future self, back again. Welcome to video A20 of the Clever Quick series of strategies for the management of learning. Video A20 covers knowledge displayed, which is the K in quick. The Clever Quick system is a comprehensive set of strategies to ensure students get a great start on their lifetime of learning. Once again, I'm speaking to you from your future, and I know you'll become successful when you use these strategies. Thanks for joining us. Abby, Jarvis and Blaise will assist us with displaying our knowledge.
This is so valuable for any course that has tests. This video about knowledge displayed gives you many test-taking strategies.
Writing an exam for which you are well prepared is not difficult if you remain calm and approach the task with a plan. Studying the material and being well prepared for a test is the best way to feel more confident and less worried. Staying up very late the night before a test can work against you. You need plenty of sleep before a test to operate at peak performance. Also, if you do a brief review right before sleep, your brain seems to work through the material all night long. The night before the test, lay out everything you need for the next day so that you don't have to rush to get organized in the morning. If possible, try to avoid taking a test when you're sick, hungry, or tired. Keep a clear head. Make sure you can arrive at the exam on time, with as little rushing as possible. Make sure you have all the necessary materials. Just before a test, concentrate on what you know, not on what you don't know. If you have time, do a brief review of the main points. Just before a test, many of your classmates may be talking about what they think will be on the test. Avoid these conversations, they will just make you anxious. Relax by breathing deeply. If you have prepared for the exam, you will do well. If you have not, just do your best. Try to go into the test alert but calm. Think of the task at hand. Be positive, avoid negative thinking.
When you get your exam, always put your full name, date, and division or course section on the test paper or answer sheet right away. Next, read the general instructions carefully, underlining important words. After that, skim the test in its entirety. As soon as possible, write down any catchwords, catchphrases or key words that you may have memorized. If you can't immediately see where the answers go, then jot them on the margins of the test. If you don't understand the instructions, ask for help before you begin the test. Budget your time appropriately, according to the value of questions. Read and follow directions carefully for each question, continuing to underline key words. Read each question twice and think about it before answering. This will avoid many minor slips. Do the quick and easy questions first. Mark those questions which are more difficult and time-consuming so you can return to them later. Be aware of quicksand questions. Don't get stuck spending too much time on any one question or you might not have time to finish the test. If answers are to be written, be sure to write clearly so that your teacher can read your responses with as little effort as possible. Don't waste valuable time trying to remember something that seems to be on the tip of your tongue. Put your memory on automatic search and go on to the next question. Many times the answer will pop into your mind later, or you will find a helpful clue contained in another question. Draw diagrams. They do say that a picture can be worth 1,000 words. You can often organize your ideas about a question with a simple picture or diagram. This can make it easier to write the answer later. Leave time to check your paper before you hand it in, but don't leave early. Use all allotted time. Make sure you have attempted all questions. If you form the habit of doing all these things, you'll do better on any test even without studying a minute more.
Hopefully you will have the necessary information to successfully answer each question, but if you are not sure or you find yourself having to guess, the following points for specific kinds of questions will definitely be helpful. Pointers for true-false questions. Read the statement carefully. If any part of the statement is false, then it is a false statement. In true-false tests, long statements are often true. A teacher trying to be as specific as possible tends to lengthen the statement. Watch for words like only, never, and always. They are more likely to be false because all that is needed is one exception. Words such as often, sometimes, probably, and usually often indicate the statements are true because these words will tolerate exceptions. Sometimes a question will have a double negative. You can make these easier by crossing out both negatives before attempting an answer. An example of a double negative is, there were none left unfinished, which means they were all finished, none, and uncrossed out. Pointers for multiple choice questions: read the questions carefully. Then try to answer the question in your mind before you look at the choices. Read all the choices given and pick the best answer. Sometimes two answers may be right in some way. You need to choose the better one. Or they may all be correct, and the last choice may be all of the above. If you are not sure of the answer, lightly cross out the choices you know are wrong. Then, pick the best answer from the remaining choices. If you still aren't sure, make a good guess. Even if you will lose some marks for wrong answers, it is still often in your best interests to guess. Check to see if the odds are with you. If you're guessing, be aware that the true-false points above will also be useful for multiple choice questions. Also, and only if all else fails you and you are desperate, try answer C, since that has been statistically shown to be the most likely position for the correct answer on a teacher-prepared test. Of course, if both you and your teacher have read about this, or your teacher uses some form of random order test generator, you can pretty much forget the usefulness of this point.
Pointers for matching questions. Don't dive in and start doing the question until you've read all the parts. Do you understand them? If not, think for a few moments before you begin matching. Next, size up the situation. Do both columns have the same number of items? If so, they may all be used up in the matching. If not, then there are one or more distractors which won't be needed. Watch for these. There is also the possibility that the same response can be used more than once. Check to see if the directions indicate this. Once you have considered all the above possibilities, you can start answering the question. Start with the ones you know and cross them out as you go. This will help you to concentrate on the remaining parts. Pointers for fill-in-the-blank questions. If you're not sure of the exact answer, put down one which you think might be close. You may get partial credit. Sometimes the number of spaces in a blank is a clue to the length or number of words. Sometimes there are grammatical clues which tell you something about the missing word. For example, an would go before a word which started with a vowel. Read the full sentence with your choice included. Make sure it sounds right.
Pointers for essay questions: read the directions very carefully. The teacher may only want you to do 2 questions out of the 5 presented, or he may want you to do all of them. When answering essay questions, you should pay particular attention to direction words, as they have precise meanings which point out the requirements for your answer. Know the meaning of these words. Compare, contrast, criticize, define, list, discuss, explain, describe, evaluate, illustrate, justify, outline, prove, comment on, summarize, and trace. Organize your essay by stating your main point briefly and making a short outline of your points and idea. If you're pressed for time, you can just expand on this outline, rather than trying to complete a full answer. One suggestion is to use a mod diagram to organize your ideas. See sections U and I from Quick. Think through each of your points carefully, then write a clear, well-organized essay which precisely addresses the question asked. After drafting an essay, leave it alone for a little while to work on other parts of the exam. Leave extra space in case you decide to add something later, when you return to reread it.
Finally, when you're all finished with your test, reward yourself for a job well done. Think back to the R in clever. Is there an activity within your control that you can schedule that you will look forward to? Celebrate your success. Congratulations on running a great race.
Thanks so much Abby and Jarvis for sharing with us. These strategies have helped me with tests, quizzes, and exams I've taken for many courses over the years. They have hugely contributed to my success. I know they will help all of you who have taken the time to view this video.
This has been Video A20 in the Clever Quick series, Knowledge Displayed. Try the ideas we have suggested to be more effective in your learning. Next up, look for Video A21, Survey FL7, which will guide you in your review and giving of feedback on the course. We look forward to seeing the future you. Thanks for your attention.